Hi, my name is Gemma. Welcome to the Max Health Kitchen. Today we are going to make cheesy quinoa pilaf with spinach.
All right, yummy! You guys ready for this? This is gonna be good. I got the family back in the Max Health Kitchen, so Gemma's gonna be doing some sauteing of the spinach. Roma's gonna be grating some cheese. We lost a knife. It happens. We're in the kitchen. Just roll with it. Gemma's actually grating the cheese. This is goat cheese, very healthy, very similar to proteins in human milk. So we definitely highlight using goat cheese over any type of cow cheese.
So Roman has some coconut oil in the skillet. We're going to just saute lightly. We're going to saute some sunflower seeds. You could also do pine nuts, but we're doing sunflower seeds today. So using coconut in the skillet, obviously because it has a high burning point and we don't want our olive oil to go rancid in the skillet. So we're also going to do some garlic. So I'm going to crush and chop some garlic to go into our skillet first, and then we'll add our sunflower seeds to saute them together.
We already have the quinoa going. It takes about 20 minutes to make that. The recipe also asks for you to cool it down as well. So we've been ahead of schedule here, just getting the quinoa made ahead of time.
Perfect, yeah, that's plenty. You can if you want to. And if you're not familiar with quinoa, it cooks very similar to rice. So I use about 2 cups of chicken stock or vegetable stock to 1 cup of quinoa. And then you bring it to a boil and then let it simmer. The quinoa cooks for about 20 minutes, and then I just let it sit for maybe the last 2 minutes so it gets really light and fluffy. If you have a rice cooker, that's really helpful and you don't really have to think about it. But we love quinoa. We don't eat it all the time, but it's a good substitute for rice. Okay, so I'm chopping up the garlic here. And then we're going to get that in our skillet. And Roman's going to start to move that around. And then here we've got our sunflower seeds. So we're going to do about 2 tablespoons of sunflower seeds. We're going to add those into our skillet with the garlic. So Roman's just going to stir those a little bit. Our quinoa is finished.
The recipe actually calls for you using olive oil on the skillet, but we just would emphasize using the coconut oil instead. Just doesn't break down with any type of heat. If your olive oil smokes at all, it's already gone rancid. With coconut oil, it's okay, going to smoke right away, but it doesn't go rancid. As the garlic and the pine nuts start to roast a little bit, you'll get a lot of oils and smells that come out. It's just going to bring out a lot of flavor. A lot of people talk about how healthy eating doesn't have much flavor, it tastes like cardboard. This is another recipe that just has a ton of flavor, very good for you.
And a lot of protein. With the quinoa, you get a complete protein, so that's nice. You can always add like grilled steak or grilled chicken or fish to this if you wanted a little bit more. Okay, so to that we're going to add our quinoa and spinach. So I'm going to add the spinach first. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit. Good, and then
we always promote eating as much raw as possible. If you can lightly heat things or lightly steam things, that's okay as well. Sometimes when you just lightly steam or lightly cook something, helps break down some of the parts in the food and helps you digest things a lot easier. A lot of times if you're eating straight raw, it's a lot harder on the stomach in the beginning, but as you eat more raw, a lot of times it gets easier.
So here's what our quinoa looks like. It's pretty fluffy, kind of like rice would be. So we've made a little more than we need, but we are gonna have leftovers, obviously. So we're gonna add about 1/4 cup to 1/2 cup of our cooked quinoa to our spinach and sunflower seeds in the skillet. I mean, you can really do as much as whoever you're cooking for. How's it going there, baby?
Good.
Good.
Smells delicious.
We do need 1 lemon for our recipe. No, we just have to cut it in half.
Roman here always loves the help in the kitchen. He always wants to do all of it.
Especially pancakes.
Kids are just sponges right now, so the more we can teach them now, the more they're going to love cooking their own food, avoiding the processed box food. As a family, our mission is to stay as healthy as possible so we can be a family and not be a burden on each other, not have to depend on drugs and surgeries to keep us going. We want to be able to heal the best as possible.
So I'm just adding 2 tablespoons of lemon juice to our quinoa and spinach in the skillet. I turned the heat back down because it's not going to take much longer to cook all of this. Nope, that's all I need. Good, and then we're going to add, how much? So it's about 1/3 cup of the goat cheese Gouda. And that's going into the skillet as well. You just mix it up until it melts a little bit. So kind of mix it all in there.
Smells delicious.
Gemma likes it. We're gonna add a little salt and pepper.
We're using the Himalayan sea salt, a much healthier choice. We sell that actually right in the office. Avoid table salt like the plague.
There we go. I think we're done. So I'm gonna start to soak that in here. I'm gonna try this. Cool. That's good. Okay. Just a little more pepper. There we go. There's our quinoa pilaf with spinach. Feel free to top it with whatever you wish.
All right. Smells fantastic.
That's what I say.
So-
I'm gonna try it.
Again, we just challenge you to open up your wings a bit and try some different recipes.
If you want.
Stop eating the same thing. Stop buying box food. Stop using your microwave. It's a lot of fun to use all your stuff you have in the kitchen and experiment a bit with your recipes. Go to maxhealthchiro.com and go to your patient portal. There we have all of our recipes that we've done so far, plus more. In our Maximize Living Nutrition book, the green book that you have, there's a ton of recipes in there, all in the core plan, all in the advanced plan, all to promote health and help you heal, help you overcome any diseases that you have, help you heal from those things as much as possible. We know that our healthcare system is not a healthcare system, it's a sick care system, and food is thy medicine, and we want to nourish our bodies as best as possible so that we can heal even easier from the adjustments. So
Delicious.
here's my family, loving life, loving loving eating, loving the kitchen. So we just emphasize that you guys do the same with your family. Oh, another man down. It's okay. We don't mind dirt much. Hey, we do the 10-day rule. If something falls on the floor, unless it doesn't crawl away, no.
Mikey
See?
will eat it.
Our dog will eat it. No, seriously, if something falls on the floor, it's not the end of the world. Germs are actually there to help you build your immune system, so don't worry if something hits the floor. All right, thanks everybody, and see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hey guys, this is Shaylee from Max Health Chiropractic here in Waukesha. I'm excited to introduce some of our supplements that we're going to be offering for our August sale, so 10% off on these products that are really going to help you enhance sleep and mood. So our first one that we have here is going to be our B-complex vitamin. B-complex is great for overall health. One of the big factors with B-complex is that it's a whole complex, so it is derived from a glucosamine salt, which is the best form of folic acid, so nothing synthetic or nothing created out of a lab. With B-complex, it allows your body to actually transform the food that you're eating into usable energy. But the other things too is that it's going to allow you to have a little bit more stable mood as well as more energy throughout your day. So I personally like to use B-complex on a day-to-day basis in order to keep my energy level up because it is a whole complete B-complex. The next thing that we have on our docket is magnesium gel. And so a lot of you might have heard of magnesium as an oral supplement, but we're actually going to be using magnesium as a topical supplement in this case. And what I suggest is actually mixing your magnesium gel with a little bit of coconut oil in order to prevent any skin irritation that might come along with it. With magnesium gel, this is going to be great for any kind of like muscle soreness or tension that you're going to have, as well as overcome inflammation or pain. And really the best part is it's going to allow our body to relax and calm down and really have a nice rest and sleep. The last thing that we have is our sleep and mood formula. And so with sleep and mood, it's going to help our body produce the natural serotonin levels that our body needs to relax and sleep. And so when we take this, it's going to allow our body to have a little bit more mental energy, support our mood on a day-to-day basis, as well as combat any stress. The number one best part about our sleep and mood formula, though, is going to allow us to improve our quality of sleep as well as the duration of the time that we're asleep. So I'm excited to bring these to you. Come into our office. They're going to be 10% off here in the month of August. So thanks.
Max Health Chiropractic patients, Dr. Matt Fromm here. Is your lack of sleep making you grumpy? You got that hair trigger mood, always blowing up on people? I hope not, but if that is the case, then you're definitely going to want to be at our next workshop. We have our sleep and mood workshop coming up here August 21st, August 22nd, and August 23rd. So the trio of our workshops that we do month in and month out, Monday evening, Tuesday evening, and then a Wednesday morning workshop offering as well. So just some quick stats here for you about lack of sleep. Lack of sleep is correlated to almost every illness you can think of. Number one reason why? Well, you're going to have to come to the workshop to find out, but I'll let you guess it probably has something to do with the lack of healing that's involved with missing sleep as well. Research also shows 65% of Americans lose sleep due to stress, and almost 9 million adults take prescription medications to help with their sleep problems. And I'm here to tell you that is merely treating the symptom. There are about a dozen different things that we're going to go over that you can naturally use to help you sleep better. And so I am officially inviting you to come out to the Sleep and Mood Workshop this August 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Make sure you sign up with your front desk, and I hope to see you there. And we're going to equip you with some amazing resources and knowledge to help you get better sleep. Take care. Restrict the use. It doesn't get to the cause, but is on the market in 1999 in 2000.
Hey guys, it's Nikki. I'm just here on my maternity leave and was thinking about you guys, so I think I just wanted to do a quick video. I'm here with my two boys, Lincoln and Rowan. Say hi, boys. Hi. Hi. So this month we're talking about sleep and mood, and so I thought I would do a quick video on some sleep routines and things that we're doing with the boys that might help maybe some of you parents that have small children or are planning to have small children or what have you, and also just to kind of throw some tips and tricks out for yourself as well. So I think the biggest thing when it comes to sleeping, especially for newborns, I think a lot of that has to do with the health of the mom. Obviously, if you're breastfeeding, I mean, that is going to play a huge part into how well your children thrive, but also how well they sleep too, I think. So if you're, drinking a lot of the caffeine and stuff, I mean, you can bet that they're going to get that too. So I think the first thing is maintaining a good healthy diet, like our core or advanced plans that we have. And then also I think the biggest thing is just routine, especially for babies. We all know that they love routine. So I think for us, what tends to work is, that first month that they were here, it was a little difficult. But the first thing that I would do in the morning is get them up and go outside, whether I would take them for a walk or if it was just eating my breakfast on the patio or something with them, I would always take them outside. So I think that played a huge part into, getting them into a good sleep pattern right off the bat, because that, oh, bless you, bud. Oh, bless you again. Sorry, you sneezed. But I think that it plays a huge part in allowing the body to figure out night and day, and that bright sunlight too right away in the morning, I think kind of helped acclimate them to that a little bit faster. And also just the outdoors. I mean, even if they're sleeping, because that'll just put them to sleep, they're still gonna get that benefit from that, and just being outside is so beneficial for all of us, not just babies. So I think a lot of that has to do with the sunlight and light. The other big thing is a lot of the electronics that we have today, the blue light tends to kind of keep us up at night, just because if we're constantly on those at night, when we're trying to relax, we're on Facebook or any other social media, that tends to actually stimulate our brains so that we have a hard time sleeping, because it thinks that it's time to be awake. So I think kind of trying to get away from all that blue light from your electronics, the TV, things like that, when it's getting closer to bedtime, I think is a huge deal. So what we do with the boys is, 8 o'clock hits, no matter what time they ate last, they get, I pump and then we feed them a bottle. And we take that bottle into the bedroom with the lights out, so it's nice and dark in there. Feed them the bottle so that's signaling, it's time to go to bed with the lights that are out. And and everything. You know, we lay them down. Sometimes we'll read them a story. We're currently reading Harry Potter to them. But, you know, we'll read to them sometimes and then, you know, lay them down and they'll go to sleep. I mean, sometimes they'll fuss, you know, for a little bit, but for the most part, they sleep from, you know, they're asleep by 9 and they'll sleep until 1 or 2 and then, you know, just wake up to eat and then go right back down and sleep until 5 or 6 again. And then that's when I'll get them up and try to get them out somewhere, whether it's lately it's been going to the gym, or if it's just taking a walk or going to the office to get adjustments, things like that I think is really important. The other thing that I think is really, really important for babies and sleeping is getting them adjusted. I know for a fact that they are good sleepers because I get them adjusted every single week, and their first adjustment was when they were 5 hours old. You know, that makes a huge difference, you know, when it comes to their sleeping patterns and everything. So yeah, I don't know. I hope that, you know, maybe some things that you could take for yourself, you know, whether it be, you know, kind of laying down the electronics when it gets close to when you want to go to bed, getting outside more, you know, that's, I think, super important, and being active and, you know, maintaining a good diet for yourself and for, you know, if you are breastfeeding babies or providing for babies, making sure they're eating well, and then just having an established routine, whether it is for your children or for yourself. You know, the body, it doesn't, I mean, it changes a lot throughout, you know, childhood and into adulthood, but some things stay the same, and our body really strives for that routine, so that it knows, okay, it's time to relax and calm down. So anyways, my babies are getting fussy now, so that's all I've got for you. I hope that you guys have a great day. Thanks. Bye.
Good afternoon from Max Health in Waukesha. This is Casey and I'm with Kalila here. So we were just talking a little bit about how her body's been experiencing the first couple of adjustments here in the office. And Kalila, would you mind sharing a little bit about your story?
Yeah, so I was diagnosed with chronic migraines when I was 16. I've actually had migraines for basically my entire life, and to have chronic migraines, it's 15 or more per month, and I was always over 15.
Wow.
And I'm 22 now, so it's been a while, and I was walking through the farmer's market, their sign caught my eye, and even though I'd been seeing a chiropractor for 13 years, they had some extra stuff that sounded interesting, and it's the only time I've had x-rays and got to see how out of whack my spine actually is.
Wow.
So since coming here, I've just had 3 adjustments so far, and since starting I've only had very minor migraines, even though I've had some triggers that would have normally had me on prescription medication to keep me out of the ER. So it's been pretty promising so far, and I'm looking forward to see how everything turns out.
And we just had a pretty crazy thunderstorm the other night, and you were saying normally that would have kind of knocked you out.
Yeah, and I would have been on the floor. So to have been walking around, be able to sleep and go to work the next day is amazing.
Wow. Well, thanks for sharing your story, and we look forward to the rest.
Thanks.
Fine. And so when we sit, we also, when we sit or when we squat, we always want to lead with our butt. Okay, yes, all of us lead with our butt really hard. Okay, so we want to lead with our butts. We don't necessarily, when we squat, when you think of squatting, a lot of people squat with their knees forward. Okay, we want to lead with our butt to squat, okay? Okay, so we want to lead with our butt. That's only part of our body. What's the other part? We want to figure out what we're doing with the top half. So all of us got the butt right. What are we doing wrong with the upper half? Yeah, we're way leaning forward. So let's see if we can keep your shoulders back, keep your chest nice and proud. And so we're gonna try sitting again. And what I want you to try this time is to try to pull your shoulders back, keep your chest up, find either someone, you and me, buddy, okay? I'm gonna keep my eye on him, and as we're gonna sit down, I'm gonna make sure my face and my gaze is gonna stay on him the entire time. You ready? You're gonna sit with me. Are you ready? And sit. So lead with your butt back, keep your chest and your chin up. Perfect. A little bit more difficult, right? Had to think.
Good morning from Waukesha, Max Health. This is Casey and this is Darlene. Darlene, I'm just curious, what was your life like before you started care here in the office?
Well, I was struggling with being overweight, and I really struggled with lack of energy. I was just tired all the time. Every time I would do a little project, I'd have to rest. And so a friend invited me to Max Health, and the main reason I came was for weight loss, and one of the top reasons for that was that I wanted more energy. I knew that I heard that was possible, and when I came, they did an evaluation and discovered that I had some spinal issues that were contributing to my overall health problems. And so I haven't even really gotten started with the weight loss yet. I'm about to embark on that. I've learned so many things about that, but I already have so much energy, and my thinking is sharper. My memory is better. I'm just very encouraged.
Yeah, that is really encouraging. And tell us a little bit about your husband's mindset.
Well, he said, "How much is this going to cost?" But when he came in with me and he saw my x-rays and everything, he said, it appears that this is something that we should do, and our health is important. So he is all behind it, and as he sees me do my exercises and I lay on those rolls at night in bed and everything, he can see that I'm working, and he sees it's working. My first evaluation showed great progress, and so we're all into it. We're very glad I'm here.
Yeah. Well, Darlene, we're excited you're here also, and here's the continued journey.
Keep on keeping on.
Thank you. Hello, this is Casey, and then we have Tony here at Max Health in Waukesha. Tony, what was your life like before ever experiencing the office?
Well, I had an injury to my neck in the military, and I started coming here, geez, I think it's 5 years or more, and neck and shoulder pain. Couldn't play golf like I wanted to, and met Dr. J at that time, and it's just been amazing, the change in my posture and in my neck and shoulders, and my golf game got slightly better.
And then your wife Sandy as well.
Sandy had a sudden meningitis-induced stroke, something that you're never ready for. And we started bringing her in here. I think it's been 2 years or so. She's made wonderful strides. Every time we come in here, it's a learning experience. The things that we've learned about nutrition, so we're eating better. We're doing more organics, and we learned that all from the doctors here. Her spine and her ability to do things is greatly improved, And with Sandy, Sandy was an asthmatic
Okay.
who now does not need to use her inhaler. She used to take Claritin every day. She's no longer doing that. So we're just very grateful for Max Health Chiropractic.
Certainly. Well, we love you guys and love being part of your health journey. So, all right.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Casey.
Hey guys, Dr. Chad here. Today I want to talk about sleeping positions. This is something that I get asked all the time. So basically, we want to keep your spine in a line no matter when, no matter what you're doing, and especially when you're sleeping. Most people talk about how they just feel like in the morning it just takes them a lot longer to get up. They got a lot of aches and pains. Well, most likely you're in a bad sleeping position that's actually subluxating you, which is creating a lot of dis-ease in your body, creating pain, creating disease as well. So my main goal is looking at my pillow, okay? So I don't want a really firm pillow. I ultimately want a pillow that's going to keep my spine in a line, okay? So if I'm on my back, which typically people are, when people sleep, they usually have their shoulders on their mattress, and then they put their head on their pillow, and then they sleep with their chin to their chest. Now it's even hard for me to breathe when my head is tucked down like this. So this is creating a reverse curve. It's creating your spinal cord to stretch. So what I would suggest is one, move the pillow down a little bit and get your shoulders up on your pillow, and then get your head right on the pillow as well. So this actually aligns my spine much better than if my shoulders were on the mattress. The next step would be to take your cervical roll, the big one, and put that right underneath your neck, okay? So this is still going to create that nice smooth curve, that arc of life in your neck. It's going to keep the spinal cord nice and relaxed. It's actually going to help re-educate the muscles to hold this position for the day, okay? The next step is actually not to use a pillow at all, where you're just using the cervical roll and you got your head right on the mattress. So this is actually getting my spine even more in a line at this point as well, okay? If you're more of a side sleeper, which most people are, right, what I want to do is one, be on my side, but again, I want to keep my spine in proper alignment. So I don't want a pillow that's going to kink my neck like this, and I don't want a pillow that's too shallow that's going to make me sleep like this, okay? So what I'm focusing on is a pillow that's firm enough that will keep my spine in proper alignment when I'm on my side, right? I'm actually more on my shoulder blade than I am my shoulder, okay? And I also have my knees or my legs kind of tucked here. The next step would be to use, this is one of our decorative pillows and it works great, it's just a smaller pillow. This should go between your legs. What this does is actually keeps your SI joints open, rather than creating a lot more pressure in your lower back on your hips. So by having a pillow in between your legs, this will take a lot less stress on your spine. It'll keep your spine line when you have a pillow like this, okay? And actually I want you to lay more on your shoulder blade than your arm, okay? Now if you toss and turn throughout the night like most people do, you're just gonna keep the pillow in between your legs and rotate around. So as you can see, I'm more on my shoulder blade than I am my arm. Does that make sense? What I do not want you to do is sleep on your stomach. If you're on your stomach, you're literally turning your head so far that it's straining the muscles and the bones and the joints in your neck, it actually occludes an artery when you sleep on your stomach, turning your head this far, okay? This is creating more subluxations. It's enhancing more degeneration in your spine. The last thing that we want. Degeneration is something that will destroy your health, and we don't want that for anybody. So by you getting adjusted, that's one of the best things you can do for your spine. For you to keep your adjustments, the best thing to do is sleep in a proper position, okay? Other ways of trying to fall asleep on time would be turn off the TV, okay? Just turn your TV off. Start to put yourself into sleep mode so you can have some chamomile tea at night. I like to have chamomile tea or like a sleepy tea, a bedtime tea, something that's gonna start to calm my nerves. The TV's off, so I don't have that flickering light in my brain, keeping my brain on. I also want to go to bed on a reasonable hour. So for every hour of sleep you get before midnight counts as 2 hours. So I want to get as many hours in for sleep before midnight, because everything after midnight would just be a great bonus. So my goal is to be able to wake up refreshed and excited for the day. I know when I go to bed late or try to sleep in even, I feel very groggy and tired. When I go to bed 8:30, 9 o'clock, reading a story, falling asleep, getting good deep sleep, I can wake up refreshed and be more effective in daily routines. So other routes would be to take melatonin. Basically, you want to take melatonin forever, but what melatonin does, it's a hormone that your body naturally produces. But if you take the supplement, it'll help reset your circadian rhythm, so your sleep clock, and you can start going to bed more on time and getting a better quality of sleep. Those are just a couple tips that I would have for you. We also have a dream and mood supplement. We also have a dream supplement in the office, all to help you get a better quality of sleep. So again, go to maxhealthchiro.com, go to the patient portal. There's a lot more information, lots more videos, a lot more food recipes, things and newsletters to help you be as healthy as possible. So any questions, just ask your doc. If not, start implementing a healthier sleep pattern and give you the best energy and the best health you can. Thanks, guys. God bless.
Hello.
Hey everybody, Dr. Chad here, my beautiful daughter Gemma. We want to talk about sleeping positions for children, okay? This generation, they've grown up on cell phones and computers, so more and more we see in the office is children with a reverse curve or a straight curve. And as you know, when you have a reverse curve, it's like stepping on a gardening hose. The power that God put inside our bodies coming from the brain gets blocked right away at the neck. So in children, we're seeing a lot of headaches, we're seeing a lot of neck pain, we're seeing numbness and tingling, we're seeing thyroid issues where they can't lose weight. So it's got to stop. So for our kids, we have them actually lay on a roll as well. We call it roll day. We actually lay on the small lumbar roll for kids on their neck, okay?
And we always do it on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Exactly. We call that roll day. So they always get excited because they're always asking what day it is. And they're like, today's roll day? Yes. All right. So what we have them do is everybody has a pillow, of course. But what most people do, once you lay down once, scoot down yep. So normally people will have their shoulders on the mattress. Well, as you can see, when you lay and put a pillow under their head shifts forward. And that's something that we do not want. So what we teach our kids to do is put their shoulders right on the pillow, okay? So now her neck is actually more in line, and there's just a little bit more flexion at her waist, which is better. Next, what we do is we take the lumbar roll, the smaller roll. It doesn't matter if it's the gray or the black or the red. What we'll have them do is put that behind their neck and make sure the back of their head is on their pillow here. So now, as Gemma grows, which she grows like an inch a month, I feel, she's actually going to grow with that proper curve in her neck, allowing that amazing power that God gave us to go through the entire body and keep her as healthy as possible. Nowadays, we cannot wait until we're sick. We have to do things on a daily basis to keep ourselves healthy, because there's a lot of stuff coming at us outside of these walls, between all the viruses and bacteria and diseases and sugars and toxic chemicals in our food. We have to have titanium immune systems. So we teach our kids how to get a full night's sleep, proper sleep, not sleeping on a couch with their head tilted to the side. We teach them to lay on the rolls, and because we do it, they want to as well. So you might as well just start now and lay on those rolls and have a healthy life. So, right, Gemma?
Yep.
All right. So again, go to the patient portal on maxhealthchiro.com. Also check us out on our Facebook page, Max Health Chiro, and also our YouTube page as well. Thanks, guys. All right, hi everybody. Welcome to the Max Health Kitchen. Today I have my family. So this is one of our most favorite things to do as a family is cook. So I got our daughter Gemma here. She's going to be zesting the oranges. My queen Victoria, she is a master chef. When we first got married, we were watching the Food Network like 24/7, so it's just been amazing the last 10 years of all the food that we've been able to eat. So Victoria's going to do most of the cooking today because she's just amazing at this. And then we got future Chef Roman in the works right now. He is going to be juicing the oranges. So today we're going to be making beet salad. Really, this goes with everything. You can basically you bring it to your friends' houses. You can make it for dinner. It's a great meatless entree. Really fills you up, and it's full of amazing nutrients. So
Gemma has started grating our orange zest because the dressing, we're going to make the dressing, which is an orange vinaigrette basically with some herbs. So Gemma's going to grate the oranges for us. Roman will juice our oranges, and then I'm just chopping and peeling some beets. So beets are really good for you, and we make a lot of beets in our family. Usually we roast them, but today we're going to have them raw in this salad. Do you guys like beets? No.
No.
They do like beet juice. They don't know it though.
The full name to this recipe is actually beet queen salad with smoked goat cheese. So we were just turned on to these things that are smoked, and we absolutely love it. If you don't want to get the smoked goat cheese, you can definitely just use regular goat cheese.
How's it going there, Gemma?
Good.
So I'm using 2 Chiyoga beets. You can really use any beets you want, kind of your choice. But we have, and then so they kind of look. They're multicolored inside, so your food, healthy food, should be pretty, naturally pretty. And then we have, this one will be yellow on the inside, so I'll show you that when we get there. But I'm gonna julienne these, which means little French fries, basically.
Yummy. Roman, you want to start juicing?
Do you want to juice this one? Okay.
Good job.
Roman's favorite thing to do is make orange juice, so he's very familiar with juicing the oranges.
We call him Chef Mario from Mario Batali. He just loves to cook.
We really call him Chef Roman, but...
Yes. When Gemma and Victoria like to sleep in, Roman and I are usually down here making breakfast, and he just loves it.
What's your favorite thing to make, Roman?
Tell them.
He really likes
Pancakes.
pancakes.
Yes.
We'll have to do that recipe another day.
Blueberry.
So I've julienne these beets, which means they're chopped up like little mini French fries. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put the first one in our salad, and our salad greens are spinach and kale, and I just, get a big box from the store. We go through a lot of greens in our family, whether they're in smoothies or in salads or with eggs, or sauteed with garlic. We'll do a little bit of that another time, but so we've got spinach and kale in our salad bowl over here. How's it going there, baby?
Not really working.
It worked
doing
fine.
great. It
Worked
worked
perfectly.
great. Perfect. So Gemma's got some zest, some orange zest. And if you don't know how to zest anything, you need to get one of these grates and the outside of the orange and grate it against there. So you want to go just until you get to the white part, but you don't really want the white part. It's bitter. The outside is where you get the flavor. So that's what it'll look like after that. So we're putting that into our bowl for our dressing. How's it going there, Juice Man? You gotta twist a little bit.
Over here we just have the spinach and kale already in a bowl, so we're just going to start adding everything into the bowl here.
So salads are a little bit of work because you have to, chop all your vegetables or saute and then put them on greens, but I think it's just such a big reward in the end. Yeah, nice. So Roman's got all our good orange juice in our juicer here. So we are going to add that to our orange zest. Gemma, do you want to pour that in there? There you go. Here, so you can put that right here.
Orangey.
Okay, so the other thing we're going to put in our dressing is a little bit of mustard. So Roman's going to add some Dijon mustard to our dressing bowl. So you want to get a spoon for that?
There you go, buddy. Muscle man. Just put one teaspoon.
You probably need a little more than that.
On a little side note for beets, I don't think it's an issue with these types of beets, but if you get the ones that are really juicy and red, don't be alarmed if you see that your urine or stool is starting to turn red. It's called beeturia. The first time we started eating a lot of beets, we noticed that and we're like, oh my goodness, we're bleeding. This is bad. And don't worry, it's just the beets, so it's not a medical emergency.
And other
like
patients have experienced that as well.
Yes.
So, and then they come to Dr. Chad worrying about things,
Yes.
but it's just beet juice.
It's actually very good for the bladder, very good for the kidneys. Beets are.
Okay, so we've got two beets. We're gonna do one more. So this is obviously something you can do ahead of time if you're having the salad for dinner or lunch. It's, it'll stay for maybe a day or a night in the fridge. You can use a peeler. I'm using a knife to peel the beets just because I'm used to it. And I went to a little bit of culinary school, so just a little bit. But a peeler works really well to peel the skin off the beets before you chop them, or no, we're not juicing them. Another way we like beets is to roast them. So you could roast them and also do the salad with them roasted as well. Here, I'm going to show them the yellow beet. So this beet had the orange skin, and then this is yellow on the inside.
Are we done with the mustard?
We are done with the mustard. So you've got mustard. Okay, so now we're going to add a little bit of red wine vinegar. So the recipe we have actually calls for tarragon vinegar. I didn't find any, so I'm using red wine vinegar, which I use in a lot of dressing, and I really enjoy that. Yeah, you can open that and pour a little bit in. So it calls for 1 teaspoon of tarragon vinegar, or in this case, we're going to use red wine vinegar today. Okay, so we're going to put a little bit of our red wine vinegar in there. I've got all of our beets in there in our salad. So if you have a compost, this is really, salads are great to add to the compost, all of the other ingredients we have, right? Gemma has a big compost at school, and chickens too. Okay, so I am just peeling a head of garlic. The recipe calls for 1 clove of garlic, diced. So Romans, you can start to mix that up a little bit, okay? I think I've got 2 in here, so 1. I'm gonna do a smaller clove of garlic because we're not, we don't want like this a lot of garlic breath. Although garlic and onion are really great cleansers for the body. They help you to detox. So besides just smelling like garlic and onions, which we love, so don't mind if you come to the office smelling like garlic and onions. It's healthy for you. It helps us be clean.
Yeah, they're good blood cleansers, good natural blood thinners too.
So how I dice my garlic, I just smash it with the knife. That's really fun. And then you come in and just chop it up. Not too many rules.
Choppy chop.
Cooking and chopping is just a lot of practice. It's not nothing too fancy. So I'm going to put our diced garlic into the dressing. And then a little bit of tarragon. We're going to do some fresh tarragon leaves for our dressing as well. So, Roman.
If you're not much of a chef right now, we just encourage you to just dive in and have some fun. Get your hands a little dirty.
I want you to pull the leaves off.
It gets boring eating the same thing over and over and over. So we just like to experiment with all kinds of different recipes. We have so many cookbooks, mostly healthy, mostly on the Italian or French side. So we've been through a whole spectrum of cookbooks, but we're always experimenting with new tastes, and we love food, we love taste, so everybody says that healthy food doesn't taste very good. I can guarantee you the recipes that we've been giving you taste amazing and are good for you.
Dr. Chad and I actually don't really like to go out to restaurants that often because we make such good food at home now. It's just tastes better and it's a lot more affordable. So, and my advice is just to go and see what you're interested in at the grocery store, like what vegetables you've never cooked before. Like, have it be more of an experiment, more of an adventure as a family, rather than just like, oh, I have to cook this healthy food because I'm on a diet or I'm doing this for this amount of time. So really just have, let it be something fun and enjoyable for the whole family.
I'm going to throw out a challenge to you guys right now. Throw out your microwave. I'm just going to pause right there. Throw out your microwave.
One more time.
Throw out your microwave. By doing that, you will completely change the way you look and view your food. You might ask, how do we heat our food? We have a stove and we have an oven. So we also
We don't really have that many leftovers.
right? And so microwaves have been proven to decrease the nutrition in your food. We're just not a fan of eating less nutritious food. The raw the better is best for you. If you can lightly cook stuff,
mix it up.
that's all right as well.
Okay. So Gemma's just grabbed 2 peaches for me that I am going to, do you want to chop these? Here. Okay. So Gemma's going to start to cut some peaches for me. Get your little knife. There we go. Maybe you can help her with that, honey. So Gemma's gonna cut. The recipe also calls for peaches. So we have beets and peaches. Roman's ready to mix our dressing. So to our dressing, which is again orange zest, orange juice, tarragon leaves. We did a clove of garlic diced, and some red wine vinegar. So I'm adding some salt before I add the olive oil. So traditional dressing. Basically half vinegar, half oil. If you would like less vinegar tasting, then do a little more oil, like 2 to 3, or 2/3 oil, 1/3 vinegar. So you can imagine just like strong flavors for that 1/3 of your dressing, and the olive oil really butters everything out. Is creamy and buttery and smooth, and that's what makes a good dressing. So we added some salt. Roman, you're gonna stir. I'm gonna add a little pepper.
Yummy. You can have that piece.
Okay.
That's pretty garbage.
So we're just adding a little pepper to the vinaigrette. So we've added salt, pepper, tarragon leaves, and Roman's gonna stir gently. And he's gonna stir, and I'm just gonna add the olive oil slowly. So again, fun things for the whole family to be involved. Kids like to stir and chop. Stir, stir, stir. You can go a little faster. Nice. Yummy. Here, so hold that. So here's our dressing. Hard to see a little bit. But we have like our whole tarragon leaves,
I should leave it right there.
whole peppercorns. So if you like a creamier dressing, or you like maybe not to have like chunks of herbs and peppercorns in there, then you can easily blend your dressing and make it really smooth and creamy, which is really nice. Gemma is chopping our peaches, so she'll add those to our salad. And our dressing's basically done. So, and then we're gonna just we're gonna finish our salad with some goat cheese.
When it comes to salad dressings too, at the store, buying a store-bought dressings, they're full of rancid oils and usually a lot of sugar. So by making your own dressing, you can control the ingredients and make it much healthier.
And yes, we do have some orange juice, which is some fruit sugar, but a lot better obviously than anything artificial or whatever is going in your salad dressing or refined at the grocery store. If you do want to sweeten your dressing, a fruit juice is fine, something natural, or sometimes we'll just do a little bit, just a tiny bit of honey. So, okay, yep, go ahead. Gemma's gonna put our peaches into our salad.
And if you're wondering, with kids and knives, actually the safest knife is actually a sharp knife. If you keep a dull knife and let the kids use that, it's actually prone to more cuts. So a sharper knife is safer.
Cool. Okay. So should we put the dressing on before the cheese? Okay, so we'll top with the cheese. Roman's gonna pour our dressing all over. Go ahead. Move it over here. Cool.
Smells yummy.
Does it smell good?
Yeah.
Check it out.
So I'm just shaking the dressing in a little bit, but there it is. And then we're gonna add our goat cheese on top.
Can I cut it?
Hold on. Nope, I'm just gonna. Okay.
Or just put it?
So with these, this is really my favorite goat cheese from the store. So I open it up and I just take the knife in here and crumble it in. No, we're not gonna bake it.
It's a sap.
So there you go. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
Okay. There you go, Max Health. Too bad you can't smell it.
Yes. You need to try and make it at home, and then you can smell it. For this recipe, just go to maxhealthchiro.com and go to your patient portal, type in your email and your password, and all of our recipes are on there as well, along with a lot of our videos. Check us out on YouTube. All these videos will be on YouTube as well, and also on our Facebook page.
Yum.
All right, thanks for listening, and bon appetit.
Bye.
Bye.
Good afternoon from Waukesha. This is Casey with Max Health, and then we have Jenny and Ben here. Guys, how did you get connected here with the office?
A referral from a coworker that I work with.
Okay. And then how would you describe your life before you began care?
So freshman year, I found out that I had scoliosis, and we were at a 48-degree curve in the thoracic curve. And we pretty much either had the option to be proactive about it and come and get chiropractic care, or just kind of stick with the back brace and see what would happen. So then 8 degrees later, or no, we got it actually to a 39. So 9 degrees later, we found out that we didn't need the surgery anymore, or at all, and it was pretty good news.
No longer a surgery threat
Yep.
because the doctors here had reduced the curve that much.
Wow, and you didn't have the surgery scheduled yet, but
Nope.
you knew it was coming?
Yeah.
That there was a chance that I could get or need surgery if it progressed 2 more degrees.
Because when he found out he had it, he was so far along that they said at the next growth spurt he would probably get that 2 degrees and need the rods put in his back.
Yeah.
And we didn't want that.
Yep.
And then aside from obviously not having to go through a surgery, what would you say the biggest lifestyle change has been?
Well, for me, I'm able to run. I always enjoyed running, but
Didn't you guys just get first place in the marathon?
Benjamin took first
Half
place.
marathon, yep, in Pewaukee.
Okay,
Yeah. And I'm going to be 53, and running was getting hard. I was getting a lot of aches and pains, and when I started coming here, I have no problems anymore.
Okay.
So I'm
A
able
lot
to
of
run.
injury threats are lower and lessened by getting adjusted.
Yeah, so it's helped with that a lot for me. And for Ben, his running. He runs
Same
in
here.
college, and they keep him healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thanks for sharing your story.
Yeah, no problem.